Alright, so this is Tony Cataldi, the Bearded Boar, once again, guys, giving you some more wild game dinners. What we're going to do today is a few different things with wild game. We're going to do venison burgers stuffed with smoked Gouda and a applewood bacon. That's pretty much it. So, and this was all made today. I actually ground it up today, and as we got out here, we're going to have some good grub. First thing we're gonna need to do is actually get with the bacon, and personal preference, if your meat doesn't come in white paper that either you or a butcher wrapped, that guy that only sells meat, then you're getting your meat at the wrong spot. Preferably it's your own. But what we have is applewood smoked bacon. I'm gonna essentially just take a bunch of slabs of this and we're gonna chop it up, because my personal preference on burgers is every bite needs to have a piece of bacon in it. So I actually cut it all up and throw it, chop it up, cook it, and then put it inside the meat to cook as we go. So we're gonna do about, I don't know, half a pound of bacon. And just chop it up however you feel like. I tend to quarter it out, about 1-inch pieces. And then cut it down the middle again, so you're getting about a 1/2-inch piece all the way around. So there's another way that you can also cook bacon instead of just putting it in a hot pan. We're using just cast iron pans. I actually will also put some kind of beer in there. Today we're going to go with the Dude's Bohemian Hop City. We're going to put an IPA inside there, an Indian Pale Ale. So now that we're all cut up, we're almost there. All right, so now that we got all of our applewood smoked bacon, we're going to light up the grill. They're nice and roasty toasty. Pretty straightforward. Cast iron's going to heat up quick. Bacon goes in. And this is the key part. This is one thing I think people don't understand. If you want really good, even cooked bacon, you can actually just put water in it, and then the water will boil off. What it's going to do is just actually going to start cooking it so it just cooks evenly, because a lot of people have super chewy bacon and burned bacon all in the same piece, where this is actually going to make it nice and even. You can do water. I prefer beer. That is actually how I do it. You do it basically so it just covers the top of the bacon. And then that's it. Plus, there's always some left over, so I'm not gonna just let it go to waste, of course. Of course we have to do that. So you can basically just let that sit. That's just gonna kind of go on its own. As it actually cooks, it's gonna start boiling away. It's just like all the water's gonna come out, and you're gonna be able to have just a really nice, evenly put bacon. If you want, this is a good time to introduce any spices. There actually is a really good African spice at Trader Joe's that is freaking the bomb when you put it on there. It just gives it a nice, it's got a lot of like smoked paprika, but like big flaked paprika. Something that you don't see very often, but it's good. All right, so the next thing we're gonna cut up is our onion. Two types of onions I like. Cook one with red and then the Maui sweet. It's pretty much it. White onions, not a big fan. I just like the mellow flavor of the red. Plus I think it also goes very, very, very well with wild game. I also do shallots quite a bit. Shallots and garlic is just always you can never go wrong there. Get her out of the way. So what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna cut them up into just kind of basically rings. Just like the way it sits on a burger. And you got big long strings. All right, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna slice them once in half and call it good. Get nice big, so it just mounds up on burgers really well. And what you can do to make this easy on yourself, especially since you're using not a lot of pots, just throw it right inside the bacon, and still gonna taste pretty darn good. Just gonna set her on top and let them cook kind of nice and slow with that bacon. It'll fry up, so just kind of just making just a beautiful, beautiful marriage of flavors. All right, so we're also gonna add a little bit of sea salt, because a lot of us, you know, now that we're being more conscientious about our food, whether you're on a paleo, ketogenic, micronutrient diet, a lot of us are watching our sodium intake, but since we're up hiking, fishing, backpacking, or hunting, we actually drop a lot of salt out. So I use kosher salt, and this is actually Blue Diamond. I actually like just the way it flakes. So we're just gonna add a little bit of that to the bacon and to that, and to the onion mixture. It does give it a good flavor. Plus it's good clean salt. Iodized stuff, don't get iodized. Get that stuff out of your kitchen. So now all of our beer is simmered away, and we're left with now just bacon cooking. I mean, the smell is amazing right now, I'm not gonna lie. So what we're gonna do, just keep stirring it. Now you're just cooking bacon. Now it's just normal bacon. The difference is it's pretty much cooked. It's actually almost safe to eat. I still want to give it a little bit longer because you have boiled it out. But now we're just going to get a very evenly crisp, not chewy but not burned. I like it somewhere in the middle, and that's what that does. So now we're done. We're going to actually wrap up the rest of this bear meat and save it for later. We didn't need it all. So now we're going to start prepping the venison burger. Venison burger is an 80-20 mixture. You can do it by weight or just kind of look at it. It's 80-20. I just kind of eyeball it. You can get your pork trimmings from pretty much any butcher. Some of the higher end butchers sometimes don't have it, so go check with your meat department at like your local Vaughn's, Albertsons, Kroger, any one of those. They're usually going to have trimmings in the back for about $2 a pound, and that's a lot, by the way. That's a lot of fat. I use pork fat. I stay away from beef and lamb. They're good for other things. I personally don't like beef fat for anything, actually. It just doesn't taste right. So any of our bobcat sausage we do, bear, venison, I just use pork fat. Just tends to just work better. All right, so now it's time for the burger. We're gonna set aside, get ready for that. The most important thing with meat is, I think a lot of people get this wrong, is they actually just take the meat out of the fridge and then go ahead and cook it. Problem is your core temperatures are gonna be off. So you actually wanna let it sit out, not room temperature, but you wanna get it so that your temperatures are a little bit more stable. So it's not necessarily super cold to the touch. It's cold, cooler than the ambient temperature, especially if you're in a hot place, you know. Though I don't put cheese and let it mix through the burger, I do take my bacon and I am going to take that, you know, essentially like that. Since we're out here and we don't have a mixing bowl, essentially just going to use our hands, and you're just going to mix it around. I'm going to grab some, stick some in on top, so every single bite is a bacon burger. And then the other thing I do, which is just a personal preference, don't have to do this, but it's the way I like to do it, is then I take my cheese. This is a Denson Watson smoked Gouda, and you basically just fold a couple pieces over. I'm going to put 2 pieces in because it's awesome. And so the cheese is on the inside. What this also does is gives you a very even cooking temperature. So you're basically only having to cook the outside, and the inside you're just trying to melt. Just trying to melt that cheese so it's nice and gooey. And trust me, it is going to melt. So now we're basically just going to make a burger, but we're going to wrap it around. We're going to wrap it around, and now we're just going to, so you're going to form out that burger. You're going to have that bacon everywhere, all through there. It's going to might have a hard time holding together, but it'll be just fine. So I'm going to set this one down, and then I'm going to fire up the grills, and we're going to start cooking. All right, time to fire up the grills once again. This time we're going to turn on both sides because we want to cook those bear poppers as well. Ooh, Shimon. So once again, medium heat. Don't go nuts. Do not go nuts. You know, we're not here to burn it to death. We're here to cook it. So we're going to kind of sit there. I've already pre-seasoned these. These actually have chipotle pepper, regular pepper, salt inside of them. We're also going to do, let's see, what else we got inside these. We have sage, rosemary, and thyme, sage and oregano. I'm a firm believer in finding things that are in nature that are around where the animal's from. This animal is from kind of the hills, central southern California, and it's gonna pair well with things it's gonna eat. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna also take our jalapeno poppers. Since they're ready to go, I'm gonna drop those guys in, and they're gonna start cooking pretty much immediately. So while we're cooking our burgers, these guys are gonna cook too. And we'll also start on burger number 2. All right, so we had to kick some light on. It's just the way it is. We're in the high mountains right now in Central California, and we just needed some more light because the sun's going down fast. So once again, burger mixed in the bacon, so it's just kind of all distributed evenly. We're gonna put that smoked Gouda in the middle, so that, as you can see, it's gonna be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick at the most. It's gonna be a thicker burger, but there's gonna be a little space in the middle. So you can have a fat burger, but you don't need to cook a fat burger. You're only cooking the outside of it. Especially for deer, this is mule deer, so you don't want to cook it too much. Just want to cook it just right. But we do have quite a bit of fat inside this. As you can see, the marbleizing is pretty good. And then just drop it. This is a cast iron griddle that's actually got the line, so it's going to come out and look like it's actually been on a barbecue.
Oh, you gotta tell them what's up with that. That is excellent.
All right, so I spent 2 hours today looking for my keys to get in my car to come to meet up with the boys, the boy at Rogue, and I didn't find them. I had to take my other truck, and as I'm sitting here about to tell everyone about my awesome bread that I get at my bakery, my German bakery, I found my keys inside my bag. It's a little bit of humble pie along with some bread right now. So I'm gonna text my wife and when I get cell phone reception and let her know that I have my keys. But that being said, my bread is actually really important. If you don't know the name of your baker, you're getting your bread at the wrong spot. I know my baker well. Though I don't eat a lot of carbs, I do like good bread when I do eat them. Personally, I think these are awesome. This was baked this morning, and by tomorrow these will be thrown away because they're no good after tomorrow. I'm a medium rare guy. I like my burgers medium rare, and right now that's kind of what we're getting. We're actually cooking along real nice. Oh yeah. Gonna let that cook. All right, so I'm gonna blow your guys' mind. We are in California, I'm not gonna lie. There are some things in California that we're known for, and they're not the greatest, but I'm gonna bring out the thing that we are known for, and that's avocados. And not just any avocado, this is a special avocado mixture. This is actually an avocado butter. It's got cumin, garlic, lime inside of it. And essentially you drop this thing on top of that burger. Oh man. So essentially what you do, you just blend it all up. My daughter, who is 8, made this with me today. And all you're gonna do is so I treat it like butter because it's got grass-fed butter in there. We're gonna sit it on top of that burger right before we plate it, and it's gonna be amazing. So it's just basically a roll of avocado. As you see inside, a roll of avocado. Awesomeness. That's butter. That's just straight up butter with avocado. Trust me, it's good. Avocado butter. On top. Now it's gonna melt too, because that actually is butter in there. 2 ripe avocados, 4 tablespoons of butter, some cumin, some salt and pepper to taste, and you're pretty much set. And then, like I said, no condiments. No condiments. Closest thing to condiment is that avocado, but it's gonna tie in well with the bacon, because bacon, who doesn't like bacon and avocados? And then also that smoked Gouda on top. So I'm just gonna stick that on there. Gonna kind of go down the line. Since we're ready, the bacon will melt a little bit as well. Or sorry, the butter will melt a little bit as well. So just be prepared for that. All right. So we're gonna let those sit for a few minutes to kind of heat up. That's why we heated the bread, stuck it on there. I think we're good to go. I mean, really, some guy says at, you know, deer or fish camp, they want to bring chili in a can. When you can eat that, there's no contest. You can leave all of that nastiness and sodium junk and have just the most amazing venison burger, bacon, smoked Gouda, avocado, and a brioche. And it wasn't real hard.
I'm telling you right now, this is the real, this seriously is probably hands down best burger I've ever had. And this is coming from somebody who has grown up with venison, grown up with elk, which elk is phenomenal. It's my favorite meat. Doesn't beat this. Unbelievable.
No condiments, no ketchup, no mayo, no mustard. It's hiding bad food.
It would ruin it.
Ruin it.
It really would.
You got butter, grass-fed butter. You've got the avocado, which gives it kind of like a thicker, rich texture. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is a very rich burger. You're not eating two of these things. Like, you could probably eat half of one and it's just overwhelming the senses. But you know, it's good. Like I said, all together, the package is fresh. Everything here was either cut today, it was made today, it was ground today, everything. Just freaking awesome. Oh yeah. Must we forget?
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Bitchin' IPA, bitchin' burger.
Perfect.
Episode 2, cooking outdoors. I don't even think we have a name for this. I don't think we need a name.
Freaking good.
Food.
Bitchin'.
There's your name right there. Episode 2 of Bitchin' Food.
More to come. More to come.